Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations of Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and tonight I want to do something that everyone will recognize. I want to do our national symbol. It's a bald eagle head. And what I like about this is it's a relief sculpture too, because it's not, you're only doing part of the head, and that's what a relief sculpture. So when you put it down like this, so you can see that, it's almost like a picture, but three-dimensional picture. I'll show you the types of clay that we can use tonight. There's this oil-based clay, which never hardens. This is the one I used to use all the time as a kid, and you can use it over and over again. Another type of clay that you can use is this clay here, which hardens like in a couple hours or overnight, and you can paint it, and it becomes permanent. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it, you can make a tremendous amount of detail, and that's what I like about it. I'll show you the size balls of clay that we'll be using tonight. This is what we're going to start off with for the head, and then this size ball here for the beak. So I'll show you how we will proceed to do that. I'm going to take and put this on the table, and then what we're going to do, I just want to flatten that out a little bit. So I just want to take and see I'm squeezing this. I'll show you on the model that I finished. See this area here? I want to kind of pull that out. So I'm going to squeeze the clay and pull that down like that. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. I'm going to take this. See this here? See I'm squeezing that with my fingers? Just kind of pull that down and pull it like that. See how that's forming now? Kind of just do that. Then I just want to kind of pull that a little bit. Then I want to match it up with the model that I'd done previously. I just need to pull it out a little more. Squeeze that, just like that. And then it's in pretty good shape right now. The next thing that I want to do is work on building the beak. So we're going to take this ball of clay here, and I'll show you the shape that we want. See the yellow beak? That's the shape that we want. So I'll show you that's what it looks like from the front, top, bottom. So I'll show you how to proceed to do that. I'm going to take this. See my fingers here? I'm going to take and create that point on the beak. See how it's starting to come to a point? Then you kind of squeeze it back and forth. See how I'm doing that? We take that. We want to create that little hook in the beak. Just like that. See how that looks now? And then we're going to proceed to put that on the head. I just want to see how I'm doing that? I'm going to place that and kind of knead it into the just like that. Now I want to compare it to this one. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to do the eyes. I'll squeeze that a little more. we're going to take our sculpting tool, and we're going to take this here, and I'm going to take and scoop out the eye like right about here. And then I'll go to the other side and I'll do the same thing. See that? We'll take the eye. We'll scoop that out. And we'll take a little more of the clay away. Want to make that a little rounder. See how we did that? Now do the same thing over here. Want to see, make sure they're about approximately the same size. Looks like this one might be a little bit bigger. So I'll scoop a little more clay out of here. Yeah, that's about right. And then what we'll do is I'm going to get I have some extra clay over here on the side. I'm going to take and create an eyeball. So we'll take this and we'll make it into a circle. I want to see if it's the right size. I'll make it a little bit smaller. What's great is you can add and subtract. So what I did, I'll show you, this is the size ball that we're going to use. And I'll make another one exactly the same size. And I'll see if that's a little bit bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this now, and we're going to place that back into the eye like that. And I'll do the same on the other side. Just like that. And now what we want to do is take some clay, and we're going to create eyebrows. So I'm going to take this piece of clay here, roll it into this shape here. As you can see, that'll be like one of the eyebrows. And what I want to do is make another one about the same size that way, and I want to compare them to each other. Make sure that they're the same size. See this? They're approximately the same size. So what I'm going to do is take and put this over the eye right here. See, I'm taking that and I'm going to work it into the head. Just like that. Then I'll proceed to do the same thing on the other side. You take that, and then just work that in. See, I'm just working that into the head. Just like that. And then another thing that I want to do, I need to get a toothpick over here. We'll take, and I want to create the eyeball. So I'm going to take and put this toothpick into the eyeball like this and create. See how I'm doing that? See how we did that? And we'll proceed to do the same thing on the other side. Create that eyeball. And then I just want to accentuate this a little more. We can take the toothpick and kind of go around the eye a little bit. And then I'll put a little more clay on the forehead area. We're going to take a little bit of clay here. And I'll just put that in the front there. See how I'm doing that? Just like that. And then what I also want to do is create some holes at the top of the beak. They almost look like little nostrils. So I'm going to take this here and go like this. And then I'll proceed to do the same thing on the other side. See this? See how I created those? And I want to, I'm just trying to compare them. You want to, and then another thing that we want to do is we want to also create more the mouth area. So I'm going to take a little more clay here, and I'm going to add it right in here, down near the bottom, near the beak. See how I just did that? Add that little piece of clay there. We'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put that right there. See that little piece of clay? Just going to work that in. And then for the mouth and the beak, we're going to take and go like this. See how I'm going like that? And then we're going to come out a little bit like that. And then we'll do the same on the other side. I'll show you. We'll do that. And then what we want to do is I want to start creating some of the feathers. So you'll see like this area here. I'm going to take the toothpick and work it across the top of the head like that. I'll show you how I'll proceed to do that. We'll take this. We'll start to just very short little strokes. Just kind of work it like that. See how I'm doing that? Then we'll work around the eye here too. Taking short little strokes. Just like that. See how we're doing that? Short little strokes, just like create those feathers. Because the feathers are really fine on that portion of the head, so that's why we want to just take and use the toothpick. And then I'll proceed to do the other side. So take that. So we're doing that. Just like that. Short strokes. Then we'll work around the eye. See how we're doing that? And then we'll work it from the bottom. Just like that. So I'm doing that. And do that. We'll just do some small, quick strokes in the bottom like that. Just like that. And another thing that I would like to do is on the beak, just kind of push. See how we make it like a little indentation here? We'll do the same on the other side. So you take the toothpick, kind of make that little indentation. And the next step that we'll do is I want to make the feathers on the bottom. So we're going to do and take this here. So I'm taking this. Just like that. See, I'm just making a little indentation. Because these appear to be a little bigger. You see how we're just doing little indentations. And I'll do the same on this side. I'm a righty usually, so it's a little harder to use my left hand, but it can be done. And that's how you make the feathers. Just like that. And now the eagle head is ready for painting. So the next step that we'll do is we need to fire it in the oven at 275 degrees and it'll be ready to paint. And now that I've fired the bald eagle head in the oven now, it is now ready for painting. And I will show you which types of paints that we'll be using tonight. These are acrylic paints, which can be bought in the art store. There's about 18 in this package. And you have a wide variety of colors. And the colors we will be using tonight are white, yellow, black, and brown. I will put these aside now and show you which kind of brushes that we want to use tonight. We're going to use this nice wide brush here. That I'll use for like most of the white for the head. I will use this smaller brush here for the brown color, I'll be using this brush here for the small detail work around the eyes. And I'm just going to have an extra brush put aside just in case I need another one. So now what we're going to do, see this? We're going to take the black paint right here, put it in the eye. See that, how we did that? And I'll show you, we'll do the same thing to the other side. Like that. And then we're going to do a little yellow. We're going to use the same brush. And we'll paint. See, it's going to go right around the eye. We'll do that on the other side also. See how we're doing that? And let me see, I just want to touch this other side up a little more. And now I'll get the black again. And then I'm going to go around. See this here? Just like that. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Put a little black around there. And then another place I want to put black now is the nostrils right here. You'll see the nostril right here. And then we'll flip it over to the other side. And I'll put it in the nostril right here. And that looks like about it for the black. So the next thing that we want to do is I would like to paint some yellow now for the beak. See this here? We're going to paint the beak. Just go back and forth. See how we're doing that? Paint the top there. And don't worry if you get a little black mixed in with the yellow. You can always go over it if they do mix together. Just have to wait for it to dry. Let's see, so we'll put a little more yellow here. Okay. I'll show you, we'll get that. Then we'll do the underside, yellow. See how I'm doing the underside there? And we'll just paint that. So that's, I'm going to just paint the mouth a little more of the yellow. See how we did that? I'll show you we're going to paint the brown. I'm going to just dab this a little bit down here. See how we're doing that? Just dab a little bit more. Just like that. Gives it a nice, and then we'll proceed to do the white. So see how we're doing the white here? Do that. Just like that. Back and forth. Just like that. We'll do the underside there. See how we're doing that. Then we're doing, see that? So we'll paint the top of the head. Just like that. And then we'll paint a little bit over here. So I'm trying to see how that looks? I'm going to try to get a little more, cover up a little more of that black. I want to keep it a thinner line. And up top. And then we'll do over here. See how we're doing that? Now it's really starting to take shape. Now you can see how we did that. And I'll show you what the finished version of the eagle head should look like. This is the finished version. See how we got the nice yellow beak, the yellow in the eyes and the black. And if you flip it over, you can see the black in the nostrils, the white for the head, and then the brown down here at the bottom. So that's what your finished bald eagle head should look like when you're done. And I do want to thank you for coming to Creations in Clay, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.